I want to make some small wooden hinges from 1/4-inch stock, and I use 16th-inch thick bronze rod for my hinge pin. If you've had any experience at all drilling with very small drill bits like this, you'll know that as it enters the wood grain, it has a tendency to wander. So in order to get the most accurate holes possible for these hinge pins to fit, I start out with a larger brad point bit, and I'll make a shallow impression here. Now flip it over and make a shallow impression there, so that when I come back with the 16th-inch drill bit, it will go precisely into those holes. Now, one of the things you'll notice about this little drilling jig that I've made is it has a hole back at the back for sawdust to go in, which will help me to keep things absolutely clear during the drilling. So now, having changed nothing but the size of the drill bit, I'm going to repeat the same operation. You notice that I drilled more than halfway through so that the holes will align and overlap, and I can check by looking through it to see that there's light going all the way through. My next step is to use an 1/8-inch radius roundover bit in the router table to round the ends. I'm using an accessory jig mounted on the table saw sled to cut the finger joints. And so this has an 1/8-inch brass pin in it, and I'm using a 1/8-inch blade that has a flat top grind. And so all I do is as follows. To make an adjoining piece, I use the first piece as my guide, and then putting it aside, I proceed normally. And with that, I can check my fit. It appears that I'm a little too tight, so that means I'll have to adjust this slightly over for the next attempt. So you can narrow this little space here, which makes it a little looser, or you can widen that space there and make it tighter. I need to narrow the space so that I get a better fit. Now, having attained a better fit, I'm going to run the drill through again just to make sure that everything is in alignment. I use wire cutters to cut this 16th-inch brass rod. And then tap it through. One of the things I'm looking for is to make sure that it lays flat and that it moves smoothly without obstruction. And if it does that, then I'm happy that I've made a wooden hinge that will last for years.